Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Want all the latest information on GabNet programs? Simple. Log on to gabnet.net. There you can listen to the network stream, catch up on recent GabNet programs you may have missed, and get information about upcoming GabNet events. There's even a convenient one-click call button to make calling live GabNet programs easy, and special links to all GabNet programming on iTunes. It's gabnet.net. It's everything you need to stay in touch with the Great American Broadcast Network. You love GabNet. You love the hosts and the citizen panels. In fact, you wish you could take them wherever you go. On your computer, log on to gabnet.net, where our stream is available around the clock. On your TV, GabNet is available on Roku with the same around-the-clock stream, plus all the latest episodes of GabNet programs, old favorites, videos, and tons of celebrity interviews. When you're mobile, we're on your iPhone or iPad with podcasts accessible via iTunes or Stitcher, and that same around-the-clock stream on TuneIn. If you don't want GabNet wherever you go, well, the hell with you. Go ahead, listen to your old-fashioned talk shows that do things in the same old predictable way. Meanwhile, the rest of us will be having fun listening to talk like you've never heard it before on GabNet. Spotify has 180 million monthly users and access to 35 million songs and podcasts. Now, all those offerings are going to have to move over and make room for GabNet programming. Yes, at long last, Alex Bennett's Ramble, Damian Chaplin's Exchange, Jack Bishop's The Intersection, and even the franchise MC's Arena and Michael Snyder's weekly movie reviews will be fighting for space on this massive platform. Each day, the programs are updated, so you can hear them on the Spotify app, available for all smartphones and game consoles. Or you can just go to Spotify on the web at spotify.com. So, give us a shot on Spotify. There's a 35 million to 5 chance we'll get people to listen to talk like they've never heard it before. Connect to life.
We do have several listeners online tonight who are either dealing with parents who have Alzheimer's or who have dealt with that and are now past the final stage.
Connect to love.
Hey, Dad, that was so creepy that you told Melissa that you had sex in 8 years.
Creepy. I don't know what's
and
wrong
you should.
with
It was
my
like
life.
deer in the headlights. Blink. Like.
Oh my God! No wonder he didn't show up to the parade afterwards. He was embarrassed.
Connect to happiness.
Bumping and bumping, Linda.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you
Holy
really
cow.
were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes
windows-
you just have to do that.
Yes.
There we go.
Blow it out sometimes.
Yeah. Like a Brazilian blowout was the Cuban blowout going on over here. That's going to put it out there for you people.
Connect with Connections, a nightly feature of GabNet. Join hosts Melissa Fox, Linda Nunez, Porn Star Pete, abetted by Lizzie Say What, and Mr. Punchline as they engage in a lively 2-hour romp that is bound to keep you happy and, yes, connected. Each show tackles a lifestyle or relationship topic relevant to people interested in improving themselves, dealing with the ups and downs of life, and those interested in spicing up their relationships. The gang, along with special guest hosts, share stories and connect the topics with humor to current events in entertainment, politics, culture, and even sports. So get connected, Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern and Tuesday through Friday at 1 a.m. It's Connections, here on GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before. Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network.
This is Alex Bennett. This is the Ramble. This is the program that goes until midnight tonight. Eastern Time. Okay, here we go. Now, what we do is we're calling Stephen Pearl, and every time we call Stephen, we just start the call ringing because, well, you know, you'll see. Here we go. Calling Las Vegas, by the way. Is he going to answer?
I think that worked. Hello, chop them up. We'll take them to Petey's over there. Hello. Oh shit! That didn't broadcast, did it? Crank call.
Yeah, it broadcast. You've been found
out.
out.
Oh jeez. Okay, we're finished.
But in Vegas,
we're gonna move the family to Cicero now.
In Vegas, that's how you do business, huh?
That's how we do business. Another bump in the road. That's no bump in the road. That was Rocco.
Hello, Stephen.
See that hole in the desert? That's Vinny.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Alex. How are you today on this wonderful, what is it, Tuesday or Wednesday? It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Day before Thanksgiving. It was, the indigenous people call it Thursday.
As the indigenous people call it, Thursday. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thursday, or the pissed off indigenous people call it fucking Thursday. Here come the Charlie Hill used to say, here come the whitebacks.
Well, I'll tell you,
people.
You're like me. You know, you're a little. Nothing pleases you. You know, old jaded shitty Jew. You're ready to put everything down like me, but when it comes to Thanksgiving, I'm a fucking sucker. Okay.
No, I like it. You get to be Elvis for a day. Put more M&Ms in the turkey, man. I'll not helping. Thank you very much.
In fact, I was talking to a guy in Dubai last night who was saying that they celebrate Thanksgiving in Dubai. You know, not that it's a national holiday or anything like that, but turkeys are available and turkey dinners where he works, you know, and things like that. Because he says it's the one holiday that throughout the world is kind of universal. I mean, no matter what religion you are or what kind of people you are, you can always find a moment in a year to sit down and just say, hey, let's all have a nice meal and give thanks for that which we have, you know.
That's true. Even in Saudi Arabia, they go, let's carve up a journalist today. More white meat, please. They celebrate everywhere in their own way.
Yeah.
I get the bones on, my friend. It's Thanksgiving.
But that's what I like about Thanksgiving. I think it's just, I don't know. I just always liked it because it's extra warm, you know.
It is nice. This is the first Thanksgiving in years I have no plans for. I'm just going to hang out. I'm doing a show that night. So I'll probably go to Subway and have a turkey sandwich and then have a big boffo comedy show.
Well, what do you usually do on Thanksgiving?
Well, I'll get together with friends and have a nice dinner or brunch or whatever you want to call it. A lot of turkey, the usual, the stuffing. And I don't like cranberry sauce, but it's there. And, you know, the usual. But this year, my wife is in California, and I'm here with my friend Tamayo, and we'll probably have sushi or something.
Oh.
And then I'll do my show that night.
What's she doing in California?
Her mom is there, and she's old, and she's taking care of her. So, you know, she's just watching after her. So okay. She's up there. I'm down here. My friend Tamayo Atsuki, who owns the unit, is staying with me. She's fun. She's a former comedian and now current property owner and owner of my property. And who knows? We'll probably just have sushi and mussels, and then I'll do my show that night.
Now, you know, on Thanksgiving, we have to talk about things which are... See, this is Thanksgiving-themed, folks.
Yep.
We have to give thanks for stuff.
Oh, sure. Well, you know, I like to give thanks for the success of Joey D and the Starlighters. I don't know. Just happy I'm healthy and alive, and you know, things are good right now, and you know, all that stuff. Whatever. Yeah, still another year around the sun.
Well, you know, it's been a big year for you because you've what?
Yeah, big changes in here. It was my fortune cookie last February. I should have believed it, but yeah. I came to Vegas, and I really like it here. And you stay here, you get to see all your friends pass through, which is a lot of fun. And I'm working. I'm doing shows. I do more shows in a week here than I did in a year in California. So I'm grateful and thankful for that.
So you're a working comedian again because you moved to Vegas.
Yep. So far, I'm working. I'm working this week. I don't know about next week, but we'll see what happens.
Well, you know, I mean, the fact is you're working. You know, where in the
I'm
Bay,
enjoying it. I'm having fun.
Where in the Bay Area you weren't, and that's sad because you were really a staple of San Francisco comedy.
Oh, sure. I was a star in 3 area codes. Thanks to you. You made me a big star in 3 area codes back there. And but that was then, and this is now, and it's different. So, and the thing I like about Vegas is there is comedy work all over the place, and they seem to be hiring the older comics like myself. So, I really enjoy that. I've been working with a lot of guys with gray hair. So,
well, you know,
they're all really good.
I don't mean this in any negative way, okay? But your comedy and your sound and your style are very suited to Vegas.
Well, yeah, I put on my sparkly tuxedo,
no,
my Gary Lewis cufflinks, and I'm ready to go. But
you got that New York thing going for you, you know?
Well, an audience is like anywhere else, you know. Some of them, they just most of them want to laugh. So especially if you go to like the Laugh Factory, where they're really there to laugh and have a good time. And last night at the Jokesters inside the D Hotel, which is actually an A Hotel, they just call it the D Hotel. Mm-hmm. It was killer. The crowd was amazing. So I don't know. It just worked. Everything worked. The other two guys were funny too. And yeah.
You work which clubs there now?
Right now, Jokesters, which is 301 Fremont Street. I'm there all whenever you're listening to this. I don't know, but I play there often. And sometimes I open for Carl LeBeau's Midnight Show at the Tropicana at the Laugh Factory there, and Midnight Show on Friday and Saturday. And just work wherever I can. Whoever wants me, I'm available.
Yeah.
We'll joke for food. We'll joke for cheese food.
Well, Fremont, if I remember correctly, is the main street in downtown Las Vegas. Not on the Strip, but it's in downtown Las Vegas. The one that everybody's kind of familiar with because that's the one they really show to establish Vegas. Yeah.
Well, that's the one where right behind the club, there's this big, long, street or whatever. Where it's just like they got a roof on it, and there's like concerts, and there's stuff, and there's dispensaries.
Well,
it's like really jammed. It's a lot of fun.
Years ago, there was no roof on there. Years ago, and then they put the neon canopy on top of it, and it became kind of like this gambling mall. And I often found it kind of spectacular that they did that. But if you look at old movies from the past where they show Las Vegas, it's always just an open sky there, Yeah.
But they got the glass roof now. It's very cool. It's very cool. There's something going on there now. And on Halloween, it was insane, but it's usually pretty crowded anyway. It's a lot of fun.
As a comedian, when you can afford it, you have to eat. Okay?
Yep.
Everybody has to eat. And now you're in Vegas, the home of endless buffets.
Exactly.
Now, do you eat?
Well, nobody's starving. Nobody's starving here.
Do you eat at the buffets?
I've been to the buffets, but no, like anywhere else. Usually I just go to the supermarket. I try to eat healthy these days, a lot of vegetables and fishes and stuff like that, occasional pizza and ice cream and stuff. But no, I usually do most of the stuff at the supermarket, microwave or cook or boil or whatever you have to do here at the house.
Now, the buffets,
I'm home a lot.
Are the buffets still 99 cents or are they more expensive?
I think they shot up to $3 or maybe like $3.50 or something. Yeah,
and you would go in there and it was just... I remember the best buffet I ever had was at the Mirage. I think it was the Mirage. And they had this buffet that would choke a horse. I mean, it was expensive. It cost like $20, which is expensive for a buffet in Vegas. But it was wonderful.
They got everything. Yeah, you see everything from like soup to nuts, sushi to steak, everything you want. We've been to a couple of those.
Yeah,
and they still it's yeah. I don't know how much it is now, but I was a guest. So, but they got some good stuff here. You won't starve if you have a few dollars, but usually I'm just a supermarket and cook at home guy.
What you got to learn if you're going to live in Vegas is probably stay away from the buffets because there's no easier way to put on the pounds because
half
the stuff is like starches, right? And the other is don't gamble.
Well, I'm lucky. I'm too cheap to gamble. I've never been a drinker, and I don't whore around, so the temptations mean absolutely nothing to me. I walk through the casino, ding, ding, brr, brr, ding, ding. It doesn't mean anything to me, and off to the show. I just do the comedy show and hang out.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna survive Vegas as a performer, you cannot be a gambler. You know, you just
that'll fuck you up big time, or you'll owe some boys some money, and you don't want that. So.
I mean, what people don't understand about Vegas, because whenever they go to Vegas, they see the Strip, they see Fremont Street, they see all the glitz and glamour of the casinos, but that there is a pretty formidable population there that that is not there on vacation. They live there.
Yeah, a lot of people live here, and a lot of people are moving here too. It's a very big, growing city because, especially in California, where the rents are just sky high. How much is the rent here? Bend over. Okay, we're moving to Las Vegas.
And I've known people who live in Vegas, and I say to them, "What about the Strip and so on?" They say, "I never go down there."
Yeah,
the only reason I work, and the only reason you probably go down there is because you're working there.
Exactly. I go where I have to work, so I don't go there. I'm not like, I'm gonna swing with Tony, baby, going to the Strip to hang out. I don't do that. I'm home a lot. I just turned 63 last week, so I just like to be home with the cats and the computer and the TV, and I'm very happy. And then when I gotta go work, I go out, and then when I'm done working, I come home.
Yeah. So I mean, but that's what you got to do there. You can't you can't let the city dictate your life.
Exactly. I'm not. A lot of people fly in from Ohio or wherever, and they blow the kids' college fund, and they have their fun, and then they leave. But no, I live here, and it's a fine place.
They always talk about
the rents are reasonable, and here we are.
They also always talk about Vegas as being a desert, but really it's a valley.
Yep. Big desert here, but there's stuff they've built, since 1947, since Mr. Segal came here and had a dream. And I never lived to see it, but
actually, it wasn't. Believe it or not, nice. that is revisionist, because supposedly he didn't have the dream; somebody else did, and he muscled him out of it.
He moved in on someone else's dream. That's pretty tough.
It's pretty, it wasn't this kind of thing where he was in the middle of the desert and he said, "Here's where I'm going to build." No.
Yeah.
Some guy was already building the Flamingo. It wasn't called the Flamingo, but he was building a hotel.
He just took it.
And he moved in and took it away from him.
Oh my God.
But
Bugsy, you dirty rat.
The history of Vegas is kind of interesting, though, that when the Mormons were coming out, west, they had a choice of two places to settle. One was Salt Lake City, what is now Salt Lake City, and the other what is now a valley in Nevada called Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. There you go.
They chose, and then they did come back here. If you notice, there are a lot of Mormons living in Vegas. For that very reason, and also because the mob, when they were hiring pit bosses and people to run the casinos, they hired the Mormons because they were totally honest and wouldn't steal from them.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't skim or they wouldn't gamble or anything like that. Get some Mormons saying, yeah, you can trust those bastards.
Yeah. But, Las Vegas has this very interesting history. I mean, mob built, created, and then the mob was thrown out by Howard Hughes.
Yep.
And he threw them out in a very interesting way that only a billionaire can do. He bought them out. He bought all the hotels.
Could afford to. Yep.
In fact, he was at one hotel, and he saw a hotel across the street. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Maybe the Stardust. And he didn't like the lighting on the Stardust because it was coming into his room, so he bought the hotel so he could turn the lights off.
He was a sick man, a very sick man.
But what a...
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but
Try to sell that man some fingernail clippers.
Vegas has a great storied history, and of course the history that is portrayed in the movie Casino is probably the most interesting of them all.
Yeah.
In that... that is a true story. I mean, these guys came in there, and this one guy who was, they brought in this bookmaker. I'm trying to remember his name now. The one played by De Niro, to run one of their hotels, and then they brought in this other guy. I think they called him Nicky in the movie or something like
Nicky,
that.
yeah, the Joe Pesci guy.
Yeah, the Joe Pesci guy to babysit him. Okay, to make sure, number one,
God.
nobody hurt him, and he wasn't doing any stealing. And that's what that whole movie is about. It really happened, and the hotel wasn't the I can't remember what they call it in the movie, but
they called it the Tangiers.
The Tangiers,
really
yeah.
We all know.
It actually, the hotel was the Stardust.
Stardust. How about that?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still there anymore, but
they're blowing stuff up all the time and rebuilding. It's amazing.
All I know,
come to Vegas, come grow with us.
The interesting kind of dichotomy in Vegas was made an example to me when I was there once, and about 11 o'clock in the morning I went over to Circus to get some breakfast, and I go into the main room, and there is a woman on top of a pole that's on a guy's forehead that goes up 25 feet in the air, and then she swings around on the pole.
Yikes.
And all I could think
so we're dating now, but
all I could think to myself was, this is the only place in the world where at 11 o'clock in the morning you could see somebody doing that.
Okay. 24 hours, baby.
And I said, yeah.
Go ahead.
And the other part of it that got to me was, I said, what morning did she wake up and say, I've got a great idea for a job? You know?
Well, I have an early show and a late show. The early show's at 11 a.m., the late show's at 1. It's when you go into the supermarket here, and they have, what do you call it? They have the slot machines right at the beginning. There's people at Smith's Supermarket just playing the slots. It's insane.
What I loved is at the airport they've got the slot machines just as you're getting on the plane. I mean, they're not going to take a chance.
They're on the way in, on the way out. They don't fuck around.
They're like trying to wring out every last dime you have on you.
Yeah.
You know, and so and what are you putting into this slot machine at the airport? But all the loose change you've got in your pocket that's still
vacuum your pockets on the way out.
You take the dime and you play the dime machine. You got a nickel, you play the nickel machine, a quarter, a dollar. By the time you get to San Francisco, by the time you get home, you don't have any change in your pocket. They got it all.
It was Grandma's crack fund. We're fucked.
They got it all. I never really gambled much. I just, sometimes I'll play the slot machines for fun. And one time I went and I won a couple $1,000 actually.
Well, nothing wrong with that. I played the quarters and I won $75 or something in quarters, which is pretty cool.
The reason I'm not a good gambler, and it's probably the same reason you are, besides the fact that we're Jews and we have the reputation, of being cheap. If the thrill of losing is as strong as the thrill of winning, then you're a gambler. Then you're an addicted gambler. But if the thrill of losing, there is no thrill in losing, and there's very little thrill in winning for you, then you're not a gambler. Like I don't want to walk away from Vegas and say I lost $10,000.
Exactly. I couldn't do that. I want to jump off a bridge or something. I've never been a taker of chance when it comes to putting your money in the slot and hoping for the best.
And I'd say, I because I had that big win once, I think overall in gambling casinos, I've come out now about even. I never lost money. I never made money.
Yeah. That's called lucky.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know about you. I just don't. Gambling just holds no great thrill for me because if I
same thing for me. I played the nickel slots usually. If I did it all, I'd take a $2 roll of nickels. I'd lose. Okay, I'm done gambling.
Well, I play the dollar machines, and one time, as I say, I hit. I think it was like $2,300 or something like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
So then I went over. What I did with the $2,300, I said, let me take 200 of it, and let me go play those really expensive slot machines, with the $5 machines.
Oh yeah, the ones with the really big handle. You got to reach up to
no, not that one. There's an actual slot machine area where they have the high-priced slot machines. And what I found is when I used them, I won another $300. And the reason
holy crap! Ching!
No,
the currency gods were with you that night.
The cheaper the slot machine, like the 5-cent slot machines, the least payout they give. But if you're playing like a $10 machine, and they have some of those, you're playing a $10 machine, it's going to be pretty liberal in its payout because it's going to get a little bit from you eventually, you know.
Yeah.
So it's much different. Those slot machines. There's also something I don't know. I've heard this from gamblers that if you're going to play a slot machine, play one that's near like an aisle or something like that, because they have the best payouts. Because because if it's paying out and making that ding 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 ding, it will attract people into that aisle. So there are certain machines you can play that will have a better payout than others. The nasty thing about slot machines, and the thing that everyone listening to me should remember if you ever go to Vegas or anywhere where there's gambling, is slot machines are totally a mechanical object, and they can be set for what kind of payoff they want.
Sure.
Whereas when you're playing roulette or you're playing blackjack, there isn't that element. You know, there's no mechanical element involved, and you have a better chance of winning in those. Well, you have a better chance because the odds are still in favor of the house.
Of course, yeah.
But slot machines are, and I used to play them like crazy. They're purely mechanical, and they can set them for what they want as the amount of payout. So
every 1 billionth play, it'll pay $2.
Yeah, something like that. No, what it's meant to do is to give you enough back that you keep playing. Okay.
Yeah.
In other words, it doesn't let you go, 20 pulls, or now you just push a button. It used to be I had to pull a handle.
At least break even.
It used to be I had to pull a handle. Now all you have to do is push a button. Okay.
Yeah, I know. That's no fun. I like the old-fashioned ones.
But you push the button, and it will pay out. If you push it 20 times, it'll pay out maybe 3 times during that, just to keep you interested.
Yeah.
So there's an addiction to it. And now here comes the best part. You've been into casinos, obviously, because you've been working in them lately.
Of course. I know the casinos like the back of my hand.
There is a science to the casinos, and this is a piece of the science you maybe haven't noticed. Have you ever noticed the rugs?
They're quite colorful, the colorful patterns.
They have major patterns on them. You know why?
I have no idea. They're hieroglyphics.
It's a form of hypnosis.
It
It kind of makes you disoriented, and it's meant to do that because it's meant to keep you in the casino.
Wow,
okay.
That and all the oxygen they pump in.
You also may notice you cannot see the outdoors from the indoors. It's always nighttime inside the casino.
So, and there's no clocks anywhere. Clocks are illegal here.
That's right. And the reason being,
if I find out about my watch, I'm going to jail.
The reason being, they don't want people to look at the clock and see how long they've been there.
Exactly. Oh, my God, I've got to get back to the room. I've got to leave tomorrow. No, they don't want you to know what time it is. Stay in the casino where it's always nighttime.
Look out at the end and see a door that's clear, and notice that it's now morning where it was night when you started. So that's also another part of completely disorienting you, so that when you're in this atmosphere, you're kind of in a bubble, Yep.
It's interesting.
And
the doors aren't clear either. You just see the doors. Well, that's the way out. I don't know if it's light or dark out yet. But
and by the way,
once you get out, then
that science that I'm talking about has been going on since the very beginning, since they first discovered these things worked. And you can go. Am I right about the rugs in the casinos?
Oh, sure. You don't see like a plain brown rug in there. It's like
it's got a whole bunch of
like swirly on a pimp's jacket or something.
Yeah, but swirly patterns and things like that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
it's like the whole thing's made of hard candy. It's amazing.
Have yourself a happy Thanksgiving. Stephen.
You too, my friend. No plans really, but just have a fun show, and we give thanks for that.
Well, make plans a couple of weeks from now, and we'll do it all over again.
There you go.
Ladies
no
and
problemo,
gentlemen,
man.
The lovely and attractive Stephen Pearl. Bye, Stephen.
Thank you very much, Alex. My friends call me Dimples.
Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network.
Hey, everybody. That's Stephen Pearl. I hope you enjoyed Stephen. I enjoy Stephen. I like Stephen. Stephen's an old friend, and we enjoy what he does. Hold on a second. I want to get there. That makes my earphones louder. Hi, how are you? Yeah, it's tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and we're taking tomorrow off and Friday off, 2 days off. And in our stead, let's see, tomorrow we'll have some old radio programs that are themed to Thanksgiving. And then on Friday, we'll be playing a bunch of old interviews that I've done over the years, along with some of the programs of the past year from our fine people here at GabNet. So be listening for that. And then over the weekend will be the flashback programs. Okay? So, and then we'll see you again on next Tuesday. So goodbye, everybody. No, we've got to do a show still here. So let me open up the Skype lines. If you don't know how to use the Skype lines, go over to gabnet.net. And right over there on the right-hand side of the page, it'll tell you exactly how you can do all of it. And it's very simple, to tell you the damn truth. And while you're there, if you don't want to go there because you might miss the wonderful video that we're doing here, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We have a video going on over there so that you can see it. Boy, I'm looking at this one video that I have, one of the feeds that I have here, and it's like about 5 minutes old. Sometimes the feeds run behind on certain machines, and they're never the same on the same machine. So anyway, our lines are open, folks. If you're interested, if you're a person out there who wants to call us, I don't know, will we get any callers tonight? I mean, after all, tomorrow is a major holiday, and a lot of people are probably getting ready for Thanksgiving, or they're traveling along for Thanksgiving, and you know, whatever. So our Skype address here is GabNet Live, and you just use that, and you can call us. So anyway, so do I have anything to talk about? I really don't have anything to talk about. Most of my life has been it's kind of copacetic, I guess, you know. So I keep saying that I don't seem to have adventures anymore. I used to have adventures where I could come here and say, "Oh, guess what happened to me yesterday?" And then I'd go into this whole rant and tell a story that would go on for an hour about what went on yesterday. And nothing like that happened. We've just had guests staying here at the manse in the guest room, and Bubbaloo Vickers, as we like to call him, or Buddy Love. He's gone by several names over the years. Bubbaloo Vickers, and then he was Buddy Love, and I know him as Robert Vickers. You know. Anyway, good guy, great guy. Bought me a hat. How can you hate a guy who'll buy you a hat? Okay? And his lovely wife, Rachel, and they were out here. And now they're gone. They're on their way down south to spend Thanksgiving with the family, and then on their way back to San Frangima. Anyway, isn't anybody going to call tonight? I assume the lines are working. But I guess I have to sit here and wait and see if anybody does call. I mean, even Phil? No Phil? That's interesting. Oh, well, here comes Tom. I see he's coming online. So he'll talk to me. but I just, where's everybody else? Is it that bad? Okay, all right. We'll just sit here and wait for somebody to call. You know, this is our big Thanksgiving show. Aren't you excited that it's our big Thanksgiving show? So our number to call on Skype. By the way, there is a phone number, and it's over there on the Gabnet page. But here comes Tom. I saw him signing on. I saw you signing on, Tom.
Yeah.
And we can always depend on Tom when nobody else calls. Hi.
Well, fortunate I'm home tonight.
Huh?
Fortunate I'm home tonight.
You're fortunate you're home tonight. Yeah. I mean, where's everybody else? Usually we hear from Phil. Usually we maybe hear from Scott. But I guess these people are just, everybody's left town.
Maybe.
Could be. Could be just be you and me.
Maybe.
Yeah. So what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Go to a potluck.
Yeah. Okay. That's always fun.
Yeah.
I've never actually. I don't know if I've ever been to a potluck. What defines a potluck?
You got to bring something.
You got to. Yeah. In other words, you bring something, and somebody else brings something, and somebody else brings something. But how do you make sure that everybody doesn't bring the same stuff? Like everybody doesn't bring the candied yams.
That's why they call it a potluck.
You mean you might?
Sometimes they'll try to organize it. So, like, one way you could organize a potluck they'll say, like, if your last name is between A and F, bring a main dish. If it's between G and H, bring a dessert or side dish or something. And sometimes they're organized like this, but the one I'm going to tomorrow is not really particularly that organized.
Oh, I see. So is somebody bringing a turkey?
I don't know. Somebody might bring a turkey. I'm not. I'm bringing pasta and pesto.
Pasta pesto. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's good. We have, by the way, our good friend Jeff is here, and also in Dubai, Bree. Hello, Bree.
Hi, Alan.
How are you? Can you turn on your camera, or is it too early?
Too early, just waking up. But I'm using a new phone. I got a Nokia 2.1, so I'm glad it's working.
Oh, okay. Is there anything special about the 2.1?
I just like the color of it.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Well, you seem to get new phones all the time.
Yeah, I'm kind of a gadget guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing about gadgets is that they come completely built in with a certain thing called buyer's remorse. You know, and I'm wondering, what have you bought recently that you have buyer's remorse for?
Well, when I was in the Philippines, I think you knew I have this Yoda phone, the dual screen phone, and I dropped it.
Uh-huh.
And so I had to get a backup when I came back to Dubai before I came back to the U.S. So I bought a really, really inexpensive Android from a no-name brand. It's called iBrit. And boy, it just was terrible. I mean, it got me through the trip to the States, but
yeah,
it was giving me so many headaches. So that's why I switched over to the Nokia.
Was it a cheap phone? The Nokia sounds the sound doesn't sound that good.
Oh, boy. Okay.
It sounds a little kind of bassy, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah. Skips around.
Yeah. But,
well, this is $100.
No, well, for $100, it could make you sound like a woman, and it wouldn't matter, you know. Could do anything it wants to.
You were talking about potlucks there.
Yeah.
And what is the difference?
By the way, potluck is now illegal in California. I should mention that.
Hope so.
It's a covered dish. Covered dish event.
Oh, it has to be a covered dish?
Well,
you wouldn't want to bring... Nobody would want to eat from an uncovered dish, would they?
well, I don't know, but potluck implies that you're going and the person is going to create a bunch of different dishes for you to eat, like you don't know what it is. But if you're bringing something, that's different.
Yeah.
Like, so different places in the country have different ways to refer to this event. This process.
Yeah. Me, what I would bring, because I'm this kind of guy, I would bring romaine salad. Yes, Tom.
I was actually yesterday at the farmer's market. I actually bought a head of romaine, and I've been eating it.
Oh, really?
Making salad. Yeah, for the farmer's
market. It's poison now, right?
Well, no.
I checked the farm, and the farm is actually down in Hollister, which is where this so-called tainted lettuce is from.
No, but they don't know it. I just heard tonight they don't know where the tainted lettuce is from.
They've narrowed it down to Monterey and San Benito County.
Oh, really? Because I heard that they hadn't figured it out yet, and only about 30 people have gotten the trots around the country or whatever E. coli does to you, and yet they're telling everybody, throw out your romaine salad, and if you had it stuffed in a bin in your refrigerator, clean out the bin and do all of that. And then turkeys. There's a whole turkey scare out there. Now that's a really lousy thing to do.
Yeah, Thanksgiving, definitely.
Oh, did Trump pardon the chickens this year, the turkeys this year?
He pardoned turkey yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Peas and carrots.
Peas and carrots were the names of the. You even know that over in Dubai, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sometimes before I go to bed, I will turn on C-SPAN radio to put me to sleep, and they cover those kind of events. So they were covering that one.
Yeah.
And he kind of messed up the script. They had given him a script to read.
He'd fuck up a wet dream. Why is it news to anybody but you?
Oh, speaking of which, Alex, can I combine? I don't know if we're bringing up Trump, but I will combine it because you were telling jokes yesterday.
Yeah. And
I heard one that was dealing with the president. Can I tell it?
Yes. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sure it's very nice and positive about the president. Go ahead.
Well, I must say, first of all, I'm independent, and I generally don't go too far one way or the other when it comes to our leadership. Anyway. So if I'm telling this right, a guy says that Trump is now his companies are going to sell nativity scenes because now it is okay to celebrate Christmas in the U.S. again now that Trump is president. So he orders a nativity scene, and it arrives at his house, and there's a sticker on the front that says we had to make some adjustments to the nativity scene. Given that this is a Trump-based company. So the guy opens up the nativity scene, and there's a document in there. He takes it out to read the instructions, and it says, well, we had to get rid of the Jews, we had to get rid of the Arabs, we had to get rid of anybody who looked foreign. So here's your new nativity scene. It's a jackass with a bunch of sheep.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. That is clever.
Yeah.
That's funny. I got one.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah. Credited to credit where it's due, though. I heard it from Jackie Hartling.
I have no idea who that is.
He used to be on the Howard Stern show and all that. But
Jackie
anyway,
Martland. Jackie Martland.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyhow, here it goes. What is 14 inches long and hangs on the end of an asshole? Donald Trump's tie.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be something to do with Donald Trump. Well, these are all cheap shots. And we shouldn't do that while there isn't somebody like Phil here to defend him. I don't know where Phil is tonight. But
well, that's his fault if he's not here.
Yeah.
He's more than welcome to come on here, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. Yes, Tom.
I'd like to hear what he has to say about the president interaction between Trump and Roberts from the Supreme.
Oh yeah.
You know, my reaction is that for a long time, you know, Trump has been getting away with lie every day, and now he's in trouble for telling the truth.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure that much of the reaction is, don't tell them that. Don't tell them that the Supreme Court justices are all our puppets. You know?
Well, but Roberts was just teed off the fact that he didn't like the idea of his brethren being put down as being biased, you know. And
human beings, of course, they're biased.
Huh?
But no, they're human beings. Of course, they're biased.
Yes, but
you
can still sit there as a judge and attempt to be as magnanimous as you can. You know.
Yes, exactly.
You know, and
also agree to that.
You know, but I just wish the press would have the same guts that Roberts had.
Unless you have baggage like Kavanaugh and before him, Clarence Thomas did.
Because the press,
their validity does go into question.
The press is like a beaten wife, you know. I mean, who thinks, well, I can change him.
Two words: media whores.
Well, that's not the point, Brian. The point is that they allow this guy to beat up on him, and they take it, and they keep still giving him publicity like crazy. And they should stop doing that. Just report the news about Trump when he does something that's worthy of news. Not every little petulant gripe he's got in a tweet every day, and then you spend the whole day moaning away at that. It's exactly what he wants. If you ignore him, he'll go crazy. It'll drive him nuts.
I'm saying there's a reason why they have that nickname, and they have had that nickname for years. Media whores.
Well, I don't know that they're media whores. Usually, media whore is the term given to a person like Donald Trump who uses the media for publicity. That's what a media whore is by definition.
Well, I've heard it used against people of the press in an episode of Married with Children. So,
well, Married with Children does not set the political tenor of the times.
Yeah. Well, it was in the 90s. It was 20 years old, so you know they couldn't anticipate how further down the gutter that events would go 20 years after it's been off the air.
Yeah.
And Bree's trying to say something. So.
Yeah. Oh, so what are you doing, Jeff? Where are you going for Thanksgiving? Are you going to stay at home?
Yeah, we're going to be at home, and I'm doing the turkey as I usually do.
Wait a minute, you're making the turkey?
Why not?
Well, I'm not saying why not. My wife won't let me, and I make a very good turkey. In fact, I used to make a turkey every year for my friends, and they would come over and have it and compliment me on how delicious it was, you know. But she doesn't think I can cook a turkey, and so far be it for me to even touch it, you know.
Well, I wish I could get that ability to stay off the hard work.
Yeah, but I mean, is there any particular spin you put on your turkey?
I do a couple of things. First of all, I brine it.
Yeah.
So
you what?
Brine it.
Brine it. You put it in a brine.
No, we didn't say brine it. We said brine it.
I thought I heard him say
brine. It has a lot of salt.
Yeah.
In water.
Yeah.
Okay.
For how long? For how long?
For how long?
Yeah.
8 hours.
Yeah. Okay. And so what does that do to the turkey?
It makes it much more moisturous.
Moist.
Yeah, and it tastes better.
It's moist.
Yeah, it's very moist. Turkey is often dry.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
This prevents this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand.
Especially the white meat.
What we've always swore we were going to do is get ourselves one of these deep fat fryers for turkeys.
I'd love to have deep fried turkey.
Well, I mean, it's not. These things are not dangerous because they're made so you won't splatter yourself and so you won't kill yourself. And supposedly, what I've been told is the best turkey you'll ever have is a deep fat fried turkey. You know,
I've heard that too. I've seen pictures of people and videos of people doing it.
Well, we took some turkey. We took like turkey breasts and we deep fried them just to see what it would taste like. And I'm telling you, you want to
talk
talk
about the videos I've seen, they've done it outside.
Yeah, when you want to talk about moist, wow, very moist. Hello, Kevin. We're not getting a picture of you, however, Kevin. I don't know why.
Here he is.
Really, you see him?
Yeah, I can see him.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him yet. I just am.
Yeah, it's choppy or whatever.
Yeah,
but you know, it is what it is.
He's not moving.
Evidently, Skype's having issues. Facebook is having issues.
Try calling in again, Kevin. Would you? Oh, there he is. Well, now he's still. Now he's moving around. Are you there? Move your hand. Move your hand. Let's see. No, you're not moving. You're frozen.
Huh. Looks like he's getting his beard ready for the season.
Yes, it does look like he's getting his beard ready for the season. It is. It is a time of year when he gets a lot of work.
Yeah.
Are you there, Kevin? Can you hear? Oh, he's going to call. He's calling again. Here we go. Add to group. Okay, and add to group with Phil. Let's see. Are you there, Kevin? Move. Kevin's not moving. Where are you? Oh, there. You're moving now. You're just kind of like a little now and then it freezes. But Phil, where are you? You're not. We don't have a picture on you.
I'm on my phone. I've tried 2 different computers. I rebooted my modem and my thing. I did a speed test, and the thing is pinning the speed test meter.
Yeah.
And both of the computers are saying that my Skype connection is too weak.
God damn, everyone's having problems. Facebook has been having issues too all week.
Oh, well, maybe there's something going on. But I know that my connection is strong.
Yeah.
I did a speed test.
Well,
and I tried on 2 different computers.
Well, it could be there's something wrong with Skype. I mean, the other guys here don't seem to be having a problem. Kevin, a little bit of a problem, but everybody else seems to be okay. Although Tom's out in California and he's got a good signal. So I was going to say
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, Phil, if it wasn't for the cadence of your voice, you almost sound like a different person. Other than the fact that the cadence of which you talk and whatnot is pretty much identical to how you sound when you're calling traditionally. Yeah. You almost sound like a different person to me.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the Democratic Phil.
Oh, I see. Okay,
and that explains the blue outline of the phone icon.
Are you using Skype to call us?
No, I dialed the phone number.
Oh, well, you could use Skype to call us on your phone.
Yeah, but if he gets pulled over, he has to black himself out too.
No, he's not in a car.
I'm home.
He's home.
Oh, okay.
I'm home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I could try that. Well, let me call you back.
Okay.
Let me see if I can do it from the computer. But for one reason or another, it is refusing to connect me. Although I did a Skype test, the test call,
and
it worked fine.
Wow. Well, who knows what? It's the Skype gods. Fuck them.
Yeah.
They're trying to fuck.
All right.
Okay, call us right back. All right. And all right. How you doing, Kevin? You getting ready for this is the beginning of the Christmas season, so it's employment for you, right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to back off this because I might end up having a little bit of surgery. I don't know. I've been holding off on my bookings.
Wait a minute. Santa is going to have surgery? Do the kids know this?
No, they don't.
All kidding aside, Kevin, do you do Santa gigs as charity things during the holiday season?
No, he makes a living out of it, Kevin. Brian.
I actually do both.
Yeah,
I'll do some charity stuff, and then I do some for money.
You obviously fit the profile, which is a compliment.
Oh, wait a minute. Now I can't add him.
Yeah, actually,
there we go.
I think Alex has tape of that from last year.
Okay. So, Phil, are you using Skype now?
No, I'm using the phone again.
Why?
because it says my connection's too weak on Skype.
What?
And it won't connect me. It says try again later.
And you're using a wired connection on your computers?
No. But
see, that's what it was telling me too.
Yeah.
Are you wireless on your PCs?
Oh, really? So maybe there's something in your areas.
It could be.
That's a possibility.
Might be because of the fires. Who knows?
Yeah,
Probably because of the rain.
That could be too.
We haven't seen it for
By
so
the way,
long.
the fires, I understand it's raining in California now. Is that stopping the fires, Tom?
Yeah, it's creating, what do they call it?
I asked Tom.
Yeah, 80%. Yeah, 80% contained. The bad news is the death toll has gone up to 83 people.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and there's still about 500 people missing.
Yeah.
The brakes still have no effect.
Well, the rain, mostly the rain is making it difficult to locate bodies. They've got people with dogs out there, and they're sending forensic anthropologists through there, and the rain, of course, it makes it more difficult to do that work. But they're not really expecting really much as far as mudslides. I was listening to the weather forecaster Bill Martin on Channel 2, and he actually grew up in Paradise, and he says that area
excuse me, it's not Paradise anymore. It's Pleasure.
Oh, God.
Pleasure, California.
I stand corrected.
We finally located some family members of ours there.
Oh,
are they all right?
Kind of missing for a while.
Yeah. Are they okay?
Yeah, they made it out, but their dog did not. They lost everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you invite them over for Thanksgiving and whatnot? Did you invite them?
Well, the thing is, we haven't. They haven't been in touch with them for probably 30 years. So we kind of let them see if they're going to get a hold of us. They're kind of on their own. They've done their own thing, and it's one of those deals where we're here if they want us, and they know it. So
yeah,
one of those deals.
Wow,
I wanted to make sure they were safe.
Phil, were you touched by the fire at all? Anybody you knew that got burned out or whatever?
No, not this time. Paradise is almost 200 miles from me.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole entire state was up in flames. You know.
Yeah,
well, not exactly.
Well.
Yeah, although I'm not familiar with any. I haven't heard that anybody I know had been touched by it. Although I know people in Hidden Hills and Westlake and those areas, and I'm not sure what their status is.
The funniest video of the week was Trump. I hate to say it's the funniest of the week. Who was out down in Paradise, California, seeing the damage to the community, and he's got Jerry Brown standing next to him, and he starts referring to the town as Pleasure, California.
Yeah.
And you see
they let him go twice.
Well, what's his name? Larry Brown, Jerry Brown, let him go because he figured out why correct him. It would make him look foolish and so on and so forth. But you can see he was he was muttering it to himself, right? Like it's paradise, it's paradise. And then Trump does it again, and I think Jerry Brown still holds his tongue. But then he does it one more time, and finally Jerry Brown says, "It's paradise." Actually,
I think one of the reporters said something.
What'd you say, Phil? Phil? We lost Phil.
We gained Tony, though.
Here comes Phil again. Now, let's see here. We'll probably lose Tony. Well, wait a minute. Oh, there's Phil.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, Phil.
This may not be a good night for me.
I got news for you. It's never a good night for you, Phil.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that it's not paradise anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, but I thought that was the funniest clip of the week. is him constantly calling it pleasure.
Yeah. Everybody can make a mistake.
Yeah. I am so happy. By the way, everybody, I am so relieved that the Saudi prince isn't guilty of killing Khashoggi. I'm just so pleased to find that out from our president. So,
was the Fox investigating
He didn't have
him?
enough information.
huh?
He didn't have enough information to draw a conclusion. You should be proud of the fact that he's not jumping to conclusions like Bush did.
No, he's not. There's no jumping to
Iraq.
Phil. There's no jumping to the conclusions. The one organization that gives you all the information you need is an organization, you may have heard of it, called the CIA, and they say that the prince. Wait a minute.
That told Bush that that bomb.
But wait a minute. They came out and said the prince did it. Okay, he ordered the hit. All right. And this president won't listen to his own CIA.
I think the briefing he got is a little bit different than the briefing you get from MSNBC.
Well, all I'm saying is this wasn't a briefing from MSNBC. This was a statement made by the CIA. Are you not familiar with that organization?
They still exist.
I wouldn't ask you how you spell it, but where did you get the information that the CIA?
The CIA may. Tom, explain it to the moron, will you please? It was the CIA did a release saying that they in their yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, pretty much everyone is in agreement that the Saudis arranged this, and Trump's and Trump hasn't denied it. He's just saying, "Hey, we got cheap gas now."
Yeah, but the majority of our gas. Hold on a second. The majority of our gas doesn't come from Saudi Arabia.
No, we're self-sufficient. But Tom,
no, we're not.
They're all the same.
The difference is the way Trump presented it. Many presidents have overlooked these kinds of issues in the past for the bigger picture of national security and dealing with Iran and other issues. This is not the first time and not the first president that's put our national interests over this kind of thing.
When has another incident like this happened, where a journalist working for an American paper is cut to pieces in an embassy under the orders of another country, and we just say, "Oh, that's okay."
That's okay because we need the gas.
I mean, I'm 68 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, I've never heard of anything closely equivalent to this. And can you come up with anything that matches this? What?
Tom, I can say this, that there have been other instances that may not be exactly the same as this instance.
Name one, Phil.
One.
Well, there was in Egypt. There was a bunch of killings and so forth when they.
Wait a minute. Well, you're going to have to be a little more specific than that, Phil.
Let me go get a shovel.
You got the Egyptians, the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yes, the Muslim Brotherhood took over Egypt. They won the election. They had taken it over, and then.
But you didn't have an American president saying, "But the Muslim Brotherhood's okay with us."
Well, he didn't say that they're okay. What he said was he instead of just burying it, because what many CIA spokespeople had said, retired spokespeople had said this morning, is that normally this information is not leaked out, and the same basic thing that Trump did was what the other presidents did. The only difference is he was honest about it and said, "Look, this is what I'm doing. He was up front, and instead
Could
of
it
hiding
be?
the
Could
way
it
the other
be,
one
Phil?
had.
Could it be, Phil, that he's playing nice with the Saudis, not because of the gasoline or because they're with us against Iran, but because he's got hotels there?
I doubt it.
Oh, you doubt it? You doubt it? Phil?
Yeah.
No.
Phil.
In 2015, he said they bought millions and millions and billions of dollars of stuff for him, and then in 2016, he said, "I know nothing. I never dealt with them."
Look, the guy said that he has lost plenty of money being president.
Well, I've lost plenty of money from him being president.
Well, hey,
Let me go get a
Alex,
shovel to go with his rake.
No shit.
Alex,
He's becoming a pretty damn good gardener.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of shit to work with.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can make a fertilizer bomb.
Yeah, that's
probably
right.
would,
I
too.
forgot
Believe
about
me,
that.
believe me, with all the shit you're shoveling tonight, we could probably build a nuclear.
He's got coal. He's got a rake. He's got a shovel. All he needs is a pickup truck.
Well, I was just going to say, Alex, considering the mental caliber of many of his ardent supporters, it wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
Yeah.
I would be careful talking about mental caliber.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one with the criminal record.
Who's got a criminal record?
I sure as shit don't.
I don't. I was a cop.
Well, that's kind of a form of criminal.
Yeah, you just wore a badge.
You don't become a cop for 20 years if you have a criminal record.
No, you become a criminal after becoming a cop for 20 years.
Or you turn a blind eye to those who've done criminal acts in the name of justice for 20 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you're admitting it.
I'm sure you rode right next to me, and you saw all of the things that I did that were positive for the community.
Did I?
No, I said, what's his name in Pittsburgh, the guy that lives.
I still can't believe he didn't get paid.
Brian.
Yeah.
He's intimating that I have a criminal record, and it doesn't sit well.
No, he didn't intimate that you had a criminal record.
I think you said he had a criminal record.
But you're being terribly you're being terribly defensive.
Yeah,
that and he was the first one to throw the first punch, intimating that I'm insane. So
Well, okay. Well, yeah.
now that the ball's been spiked in your court, you seem to have a hell of a time spiking it back to me.
Well, I don't have to spike it back to you. You just have to be on your meds.
So now we're making fun of people who take medications.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. Seeing as to how there's a lot of Americans who do so.
Some people are.
Hey, 50 million flies love shit. They can't be wrong.
Oh yeah, you talk about a shovel, Kevin. He's digging himself deeper in it. God
You
damn.
know something? He's really got to get his video back because he's flying blind tonight. What he's doing?
Who killed Ken?
I don't understand what's going on with this thing. I've rebooted. I've done all sorts of stuff.
Well, Kevin says he's having the. Kevin says he's having the same problem. So it could.
Yeah, but it's gone now.
Does it say, Kevin? Does it say his connection is weak?
They ran my background check. I'm good.
Must be a California thing that's going on. Who knows?
It's working fine now, I think.
Yeah, you're a little grainy, but you're otherwise all right, Kevin. But yeah, it must be a California thing.
Connection is 2 weak. Try again later. Huh.
So maybe if you send an email to the president, he'll fix it.
Have you tried?
I'm sure he will.
Have you just tried your? Have you tried to get on Skype using your computer right now? It might be better.
Yeah, I'm trying it. But it's that one's giving me the thing. It says it's 2 weeks. I have a laptop. Let me try that one.
Well, you know what you should do. What you should do, you should check and make sure that your machine I don't know. I guess it should be okay. Is maybe not using Wi-Fi, but is using the Ethernet.
Well, I don't have a cable that goes to the Ethernet.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well,
it's in another room. But I did speed test, and it said I was like 135 and down and 30 something up.
That should be fine.
Oh, it should be very fine.
Did you try and you try rebooting your Skype, right?
Yes.
Are you using the new Skype or the old Skype?
The new Skype.
Oh, maybe that's the problem.
I'm using a new Skype.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm using the new Skype.
You know,
I'm using the new Skype.
There were power outages today all over the place because it's raining here, and this is the first rain we've had in a while. And
yeah, but if it says that your bandwidth is good, you know, I mean, it could be something with the new Skype. You know, the new Skype has been known to fuck up.
Question: Who's using the new Skype with the PC versus a Mac?
He's using a Mac. What are you using, Tom?
Mac.
Mac. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me try the speed test.
Well, no, the speed test. I'm sure the speed test says you're fine. You know,
Right.
And you didn't reboot Skype. You didn't completely unload it and then reload it again.
Yeah, I did. I even rebooted the computer.
Yeah.
And I rebooted the modem, and I rebooted the router.
Cool.
Wow, that's very weird. I would blame Skype actually, that it's something that has to do with Skype. You know.
Yeah.
But
this is not helping the show. You know.
Oh yes, it is.
Yes,
it is. It makes it harder for you to argue with us.
It's like the voice from beyond.
Yeah. No.
Now Bree's in Dubai, and he's getting us perfectly, right, Bree?
Oh, he's muted.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's fine. So, you know, what I suggest, Phil, is you get on a plane and you go to Dubai and plug your machine in.
Spout some of your Trump nonsense when you get over there, too. See what happens.
Huh?
On the way back from Tennessee, I sat next to a woman that an American woman that lives in Oman. And she also lives in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very interesting. She was giving me her perspective on Dubai as a woman, and also raising two male sons that were 17 and 16, and how they perceive the treatment of women in Dubai, and basically women are discounted. They don't have the same. They're not respected.
They're getting confused with Oman and Dubai, I think.
Well, she's in both places. Her husband lives there too, and she had two kids that she's been bringing up there, and she had just brought them back to Tennessee to go to an American school.
Yeah. What was her name? What was her first name?
Let me look at her card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about
hold on.
Muscat.
What?
Her name is Rachel.
Okay, so let me say this. I'm going to do this to Bree because this is what people always do when they find out. Oh, she's from Dubai. Bree, do you know Rachel? I used to do that.
Yes,
people would do that. Whenever
And
I'd say I was from San Francisco, they say, "Oh, I know a person named Bob so and so. You know? Do you know him?" And I'm going, San Francisco is a very big town.
I'm sure he does. And if he saw her, he would not forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was coming back also to the States to hawk her new book, Callie and Me. So, yeah. Here, look up her website.
No, I don't want. I have better things to do. I have better things to do with my life, Phil, than look up a website of some woman you met on a fucking airplane.
Probably trying to sell her wrong.
I'm busy here. I have a show to do. I have a network to run.
Well,
I have a career to pursue. What?
She looks like one of those women on Fox.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connect with Rachel.com.
Yeah.
What?
So she looks Aryan.
Rachel Lachey?
Rachel, Rachel. So it's Connect, CONNECT, WITH,
Yeah. Well, now that you just bored the shit out of all of us.
Well, I don't know. Take a look.
Well, I'm not going to go over there. I've got a show to do here.
All right. Well, you were the one who gave me a hard time. Hey, do you know what she? Do you know Rachel? From
It was a joke. All I wanted was her first name, so I could do the joke. So I could do the joke with Bree about, do you know Rachel in Dubai?
Well, now he does. He just said her last name.
And by the way, Rachel's a Jewish name.
Hey, what is she doing?
Not O'Brien.
Well, I mean, she may have married a guy named O'Brien, but, Rachel is Rockel, actually. Right?
Yeah.
Am I right, Jeff?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Very Jewish name. Rachel is probably one of the most Jewish names you can have.
Yeah, so what was your Jewish name?
Asshole.
I know that.
At least that's what they like to call me in school,
Life is about the journey, not the destination.
Right. Well, actually, my nickname was actually Bolo for Boleslav.
Was that the name they gave you when you were bar mitzvah?
No. It was Bennett. They said, "What kind of an?" It was. My parents gave me a very Anglo name. It's not like I got a really Jewish name like Jeff.
No.
I mean, Jeff Stein, how Jewish more Jewish can you get than that? Huh? What were you going to say, Bree?
I'm looking at the site, and this is not someone who would sort of understand the local culture. She's a success coach kind of a thing. So this is kind of a very Western notion. So coming in with that idea, you're definitely going to be seeing the world through different, colored glasses.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But she said she'd call into the show one of these days, and I said, "Yeah, we get somebody else from Dubai that calls in," and she's a very interesting gal.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Well, I mean, when I see this kind of a website, this is, I don't know how to explain it. It's like success porn, like go with success to be successful. And, one of the quotes on our website is derivative. It's, something like success is not the destination, it's a journey, something like that. It's a little bit, to me, that's just cheesy. But, I'm sure, I'm not making any judgment about the person. I'm just saying that kind of thing does not appeal to me because, look, I'm successful, but I don't have to shout on the mountaintops. A lot of times what those people are is basically, they figured out, and Alex, you and I know.
Well, I see her page here. It's like infinite success with Rachel,
Right.
Yeah. Well,
or if you put it down like that, she's not going to want to call now.
Yeah, she's a very interesting person, and it was interesting to get her take on it, living there as an American for.
But Bree's take on it isn't interesting.
No, Bree's take on it is a take from a man's point of view, and she was giving me her take from a female's point of view, raising two sons.
Phil, you assume that because I'm male that's the only perspective I could have, but I'd say that's bunk. I mean, I do sociological research, and it requires me to take the perspective of everyone. So,
okay.
I disagree with what you're saying. I mean, if you want me to talk about it from an American male perspective, I can do that. But one of the things when you come and live in a different culture, is to get outside of that view. Let me tell you something. If you're going to go out as an American male, you're not going to last very long in this world, okay? You will if you're very wealthy and rich and you're a successful coach, and you can stay away from local people, essentially, and tell them you're better and they should follow your way. You might last a while, but you're not going to last 5, 6, 7 years.
I asked her if she wore a headscarf or any of those other things. She said no. But it was. She said that her boys were taught to respect women, and that they some of the things that they saw go on, made them question how life was there. And
because that never happens in the States.
It never was?
Because for sure you'd never see that in the United States. Give me a break.
Oh, okay. Alex would call that a whataboutism. But
no, that isn't a whataboutism. That's an observation that she's making a comment about what goes on in Dubai. Well, but nevertheless, there is a chauvinism in America that is comparable to that.
That's what about America?
No, that's a comparison. That is not a whataboutism.
Well, every whataboutism is a comparison.
No, it isn't.
Oh, not necessarily. When you bring what about that has nothing to do with it, that's a what about.
When you're saying that it's okay, somebody did something, and you go, well, what about so-and-so who did it? You're trying to compare. You're not trying to compare. You're not trying to compare two cultures.
I am trying to relate her experience living.
This is a woman you met on a fucking airplane. You're doing 20 minutes on her.
All of a sudden,
all of a sudden, you have a whole new perspective on Dubai because of sitting next to a woman who probably wished you would have shut up.
Actually,
show you this photo. It'll look perfect in the time.
Well, yes. Brian has his hand. You can't see this. Brian has his hand up.
Yeah, dovetails with the earlier exchange that Mr. Phil and I had earlier concerning my views on the police. Mm-hmm. Well, I would have exponentially more respect for them if one of two things happened. One, your people were held to the same standards as the civilians they go after, justice-wise. Or two, let me finish. Or two, as I read before, somebody else's opinion, somebody educated and whatnot, if there were a UCMJ kind of paradigm, a Uniform Code of Military Justice paradigm adopted to the police force nationwide.
Well, let me say this, and I can only speak for California. Do you know that if a police officer is accused of domestic violence, that his gun is taken away, his job is suspended, and he can't work. If a police officer gets a DUI, he can't work. Pretty much his career is over. And the same, do they hold regular people to that same standard?
Well, I think that what Brian is saying here, and he's quite correct about a uniform code of justice, is that may be true in California, which is a very progressive state, and certainly doesn't countenance police having.
Don't forget this is on paper.
Well, wait a minute. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. But what I think that he's also trying to say, now we can see our friend in Dubai, Bree. Anyway, the point is that some other jurisdictions don't have the same rules, Phil.
I'm not aware of those.
Well, of course you're not aware of those, but I'm sure if you went into some of those southern parishes and so on, you would find the police can go out and drive drunk while they're on duty, for crying out loud.
As you've seen yourself firsthand, Alex, in Texas.
Yes.
I seriously doubt that in this century.
Oh, you doubt it?
That would be allowed.
No, that happened.
You doubt it, but it's true, Phil. You don't know some of those police departments down there and sheriff's departments are terrible, just terrible.
I'm sure that there's issues in every state and every city, but
all the more reason why we need a UCPJ, Uniform Code of Police Justice.
Yeah. By the way, you can turn that if you turn that your phone sideways, Bree, we can kind of get the landscape view rather than the portrait view. Well, wait a minute.
What happens if
hey, you know something? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Your Nokia doesn't change orientation.
There's an app that'll force it to change orientation.
Oh, okay.
There are apps that'll do that.
No, it won't. It's not doing it. It's not doing it. They have to look at you this way,
Hey, Alex, I have Skype on my phone. I'm going to try that one. I'll call you right back.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Phil will call us now and we'll get to see him. You turn yourself back the other way, Bree. It doesn't work. But
well, Alex, I have to say that generally, I really try to understand the situation where I live. And I don't make generalizations about them. I can understand if you're on a plane, you want to make small talk, and you have some anecdotal evidence and incidences that are interesting to relate. Everybody does that. There's no problem with that. It's when you try to say that that's a blanket reality for the entire place, then that's where I have to say something, because that's. So I don't think she did that. I think Phil was doing that.
Right.
Of course. This is Phil we're talking about. You can be as brutal as you want.
Yeah.
He's a punching bag.
Here we go. Now we'll probably be able to see Phil. There we go. Now we can see.
Yeah.
You see?
There we go.
You're using Skype on your phone, right?
Yes.
As am I, to an extent.
Yeah. Now we can see him. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Talk about.
Well, I can see you, so I won't talk over you.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so tomorrow is Thanksgiving.
Turkey Day.
It's Turkey Day, and I love Thanksgiving. It's the only holiday I really like because it doesn't require anything of you but to have an empty stomach.
It's non-materialistic. I will give you that. That's why I like the holiday.
It's not materialistic. It's not materialistic until Friday.
Oh, God.
And then
I like it because it travels well.
Well, it does travel well. I was mentioning that to who today? I think I was talking to Stephen Pearl and saying that
It's our consumers' culture that made Black Friday, though.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about Black Friday, I was...
White Friday. It's White Friday and Yellow Friday here.
Yeah, I had to get 2 sweet potato pies for going over to my friend's house tomorrow. He said, I want pie. I said, what kind? He said, sweet potato. There isn't a lot of places that have sweet potato pies, except if you go into Oakland off of Shattuck in an area where I was the only white person in the whole neighborhood.
You can get sweet potato pie there like crazy. By the way, don't eat any of that sweet potato pie because the angle you have on yourself right now is so unflattering it makes you look like Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah. Well, the rest of his
That's better, but,
yeah.
It's not as comfortable.
Yeah. Right.
And
what was that? Uber,
I'll go with Java.
Uber Eats.
I gave the whole movie away.
Biggest scam in the world.
But no, anyway, so I was saying that I love, there you go. What is that? How you can order turkeys and stuff, Bree, in Dubai?
You know what we did, Alex?
No, that's our Amazon.
That's your Amazon. Anyway.
And it used to be independent. Now it's owned by Amazon.
Oh, Amazon. Today.
My condolences.
Oh, by the way, today Amazon.
Their building is right there. They bought this building next to me.
Amazon
and
is.
they made the lobby like museum.
He's buying everything.
Well, the thing that happened with me with Amazon today was I was looking around and I saw some movies they had, so I clicked and it said join Amazon Prime, and I clicked on it because I'm already a member of Amazon Prime, but I'm a secondary member. I use Shecky's account, so I can't sign on to stuff, and I didn't realize that, and it signed me up for Amazon Prime. But not at $119 a year, but at $14.95 a month. And so I got a message from them immediately. Called Amazon. I said, "What the fuck is this?" And they took it off, you know. But I mean, but anyway, the point I'm making is that I love Thanksgiving because it is, as you say, Bree, you can celebrate it anywhere. It has a universal appeal. And I guess it would be offensive to people who have nothing to be thankful for. But what is that noise?
Jabba the Hutt.
Wait a minute. Oh, Bree, you're driving us nuts. The audio.
Giving us a show.
There we go.
Looks like.
There's Dubai, but the problem is that, the audio.
Yeah, I'm out on my patio now.
Yeah, now what is that building straight ahead? You can't see the Burj Khalifa from there, can you?
Really?
Bree? Oh, well.
No, I go up on my roof.
Yeah.
And the Burj Khalifa.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Sure.
Yeah. They got some great buildings there. Anyway.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about that. I should have moved it.
Yeah. The problem is that you've got a problem with your bandwidth when you get out there on the patio. Where are you going? Where's he going? He's.
I just thought it was funny. He was saying, yellow could not just Black Friday, but Yellow Friday or White Friday.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking to myself,
White Friday and Yellow Friday.
But Bree, I'm thinking to myself, it's, to be honest, it's buy otherwise overpriced shit you don't need for people you can't stand Friday.
Yeah. Yes, Tom.
For me,
there we go.
Big day.
Wait a minute.
Talk about your universal truth. There's your universal truth right there.
Yeah, buy nothing day this Friday.
Yeah.
And I much observed that every Friday after Thanksgiving, buy nothing. And REI is going to be closed.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Bree. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Bree, would you mute your camera because the traffic noise is too loud? And don't turn yourself that way because somehow your phone doesn't reorient itself. Okay? Yeah. And then when you want to talk, go inside and,
But again, there are apps. If he's using an Android-based phone, there are apps that'll force the phone into another orientation.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
not that orientation.
Let's get back to what we were talking about. So I love Thanksgiving because of just the nature of the holiday. It only requires that you eat and that you enjoy the company you're with. And I always tell people, hey, if you know somebody that has no place to go, that's the time of year to invite them over to your house to have. I used to do it all the time. I used to invite a lot of comics who were in San Francisco, but they were a long way from home to come over to my place, and we all had Thanksgiving dinner. And this year I even asked John Rockwell if he wanted to come over because he had no place to go, but he found something he was going to do. But I just
a better deal.
Yeah, I got a better deal. But I really like the holiday for that reason, but the thing that ruins it for me is the next day. That whole Black Friday bullshit.
I want to like Thanksgiving more than I do anyhow. But there's two things that ruin it for me. One is Black Friday. The other, of course, is the sordid origin of the Thanksgiving day.
What do you mean the sordid origin?
Massacre Native Americans?
No, that wasn't massacring Native Americans. They sat down with the Native Americans and had a Thanksgiving dinner. And by the way, the Indians did pretty well in their job of massacring the British when they came.
They did so in retaliation, among which includes, according to many, the introduction to the white community of syphilis.
No, you're wrong.
It's up for debate.
You're wrong. No, it's not up for debate.
Yeah,
syphilis existed long before the white man came here. It was here. I will give you that. The Indians did have syphilis, and they don't know how or why. It was probably given to them by white men while they were still on the other side of the Bering Strait. But the fact is that
you can only conjecture.
Syphilis precursors. The first cases of syphilis in Europe came about a few years before Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Imagine Columbus brought it over.
No, he didn't.
Boy, he used condoms.
They're probably made out of sheepskin or.
Throw overboard this coffee.
But the fact of the matter was that the Indians, they got their comeuppance there. They did pretty good when they started fighting the British, because the British didn't know how to fight them, because they hid behind trees and shot at them, and that was not considered proper in fighting.
Yeah.
You know, and the British would just march along.
You don't fight to be proper. You fight to fucking win.
What were you saying, Phil?
Their business manager had them sell Manhattan Island for $24. It wasn't a good deal.
No, it wasn't even $24. It was $24 worth of beads.
Yeah.
And you know something? It was a very good deal. Have you seen Manhattan?
For who?
Huh? Have you seen Manhattan?
Yeah.
This Uber-infested, Lyft-infested island that we live on?
What's that?
You know, there is too much Uber and Lyft.
Yeah. Yes,
everywhere.
Tony wanted to say something. Yes, Tony.
Oh, I forgot what I wanted to say.
Oh, God.
I did really.
First time he had a thought in 20 years, and then he forgot it. Jeez almighty.
Hey, anybody know how to remove a program on a Mac? You don't go to system preferences, do you?
No, you just take it and drag it down to the garbage.
Yeah.
In Finder, from Finder?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just drag it in the garbage.
Delete some virus.
Okay, because I'm going to reinstall Skype on this computer and see if that makes sense.
I don't think that'll do anything.
No.
No.
Is anybody buying Bitcoin?
What?
Not a good deal anymore, huh?
That was an investment, right?
It's so saturated you can't even tell which is.
The idea of digital money is not a bad idea, but the fact is that when you have it in an unregulated atmosphere, it becomes a problem.
Didn't the guy who started
I had a woman from Hong
sell-
Kong who said now is the time to buy.
Really?
The only problem is which one do you buy?
Didn't the guy who invented Bitcoin sell off a whole bunch of it about 4 months ago?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute, Bree. Did you want to say something?
Well, that usually always occurs. That anybody who has a company that does very well, eventually they sell off parts of it because they want to diversify. They don't want all the eggs in the one basket. So I can understand that.
No, I think he just got rid of Bitcoin. That's what the thing was. It wasn't that he got rid of his investment in the company. He got rid of Bitcoin that he owned.
Yeah, and it was interesting that it happened just before the Bitcoin hit the dumper.
You know,
a lot of stocks hit the dumper.
That's part of it.
I am still kind of at a point where I don't understand what the fuck Bitcoin is.
I never did.
You know, how do you buy it? Okay, all right, but how do you buy it? And how do you trade it? And how do you use it? And
how do you cash it in?
Well,
how do you cash it in?
It's kind of like.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. Bree seems to know more about this than any of us.
Go ahead. Phil was going to say something. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, well, basically, I was just going to say, if you want to know how to buy it, all you do is allow somebody to hack your computer, hold it hostage, and they'll tell you what you need to do.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, but what were you going to say, Bree? What were you going to say?
I have a poor connection. Sorry about that.
No.
You know, it's funny. I have a router in this room as well, but it never connects to that. It always connects to the one in the front.
You know something, though? Your picture looks fine, and your audio sounds great. So
okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, what you there are different ways you can buy it, but it's kind of like buying a stock, but you have to go to a certain broker to get it.
Yeah.
One of the places is called Coinbase. And through Coinbase, you set up an account and you can buy through there.
Yeah.
You basically create a Bitcoin wallet, and then you can trade, kind of like a stock.
Yeah. Sounds a little too chancy for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't hear anything. I don't know if you guys can hear me or see me, but
we can hear you.
I just have a bad connection.
We can hear you.
We hear you.
But yeah, anyway, getting back to Thanksgiving, getting back to Black Friday, I just find that to be so disgusting, so vile. You know, and I can't see
and I can't see YouTubes of people fighting.
Yeah, well, I can't see why anybody would go to that extent to be there on the first day. To begin with, you know when the best bargains are? The 24th, when they're trying to sell off everything.
No, the 26th.
Well, the 26th, yeah, it gets really good. You know when it gets even better? When you get into January. They have to get rid, at least in New York, they have to get rid of all the merchandise on their shelves because anything that's left there is taxed.
Yep.
So they are out to sell everything in January. So if you've got somebody like, and you know them really well, you go, look, I'm going to get you this thing, but I'm going to wait till January to get it because it's a high-priced item. And that's the answer, you know? But I hate Christmas. I mean, maybe it's the Jewish in me that hates Christmas, but I just find it just a fucking, just rancid holiday. Yes, yes, Tom.
You know what even makes even less sense to me than Black Friday is Cyber Monday. I mean, I can imagine a time when it might have made sense when people only had high-speed connections at work and they had to wait to get back to work in order to go online shopping.
Yeah.
Now you can go shopping anytime. So it's just a phony sales event, right?
Yeah, basically, it's
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's a phony sales event. Yeah, but you know, I find that with Amazon, I get deals all year long on various things from time to time. You know, so I mean, I don't know. I just but. The fact that you have a holiday where you're forced to buy gifts for people, you know?
Are you forced to buy gifts for people?
Yes. Hey, my dear wife will say to me, so what let's decide on a limit of how much money we're going to spend, and I'll tell you, I'll give you a list of stuff I want, you can give me a list you want. And I'm going, what? Why? You know? Every day is Christmas for you, dear. You know, she doesn't look at it that way, but I do. What?
What do you got against celebrating the birth of Christ? And you know, so you know, you hate Christmas?
Well, I'll celebrate the birth of Christ. Just let me know what day it is in March.
Yeah.
You know, because he wasn't born on the 25th of December.
And celebrate it in a way that wasn't appropriated by the pagans either.
Yeah.
Or Hallmark.
Yeah, we are. We are celebrating the birth of our Lord by going to Macy's and trampling other human beings asunder while we try and get that.
That's American Christianity in a nutshell, isn't it?
That fucking new doll du jour that's out, you know?
I'll never forget one Christmas, my mother couldn't get me the Thor doll, like an action figure. I was like, my brother said, you were distraught. I was looking for it. She's like, I couldn't find it. It was sold out. I thought it was still Santa Claus.
The Thor doll?
Yeah, it was. She tried to get it out of there. So after my brother says, I opened all the presents, and it wasn't there. I says, Santa didn't give me my Thor figure. Yeah. He says, well, you can't get everything. That's just the one thing I wanted. I said, he said, he was laughing. He said, because I still believe.
And you still want a Thor doll, right?
Destroyed. We had to take him to Alexander's in January to find it.
And if I got you a Thor doll now, you'd be happy.
I probably would, because I still wanted it from the early. Yeah, and it's hard to get because he wasn't popular, really, I guess.
But Tony, there is a Santa. He's in the circle right next to you on my phone. Oh, there's Santa. Yeah. So if there's really a Santa, there must be Christmas.
Let me find out why
Don't
Santa.
Don't talk shit, Tony.
What I want to know from Santa, Kevin, is you were saying that this year you might not be doing the Santa because of the foot. Is the foot going to have to be operated on, or what?
No, they're talking about doing an injection in my back to kill the pain in my legs.
Oh,
epidural.
Marjorie gets those about twice a year for her back.
Yeah, well, I'm fighting them. They wanted to put a device in my back, and they decided not to because the MRI showed some disc bulging or something. So then they wanted to do some other crap. So I'm fighting them on it.
Yeah. So maybe Jack Bishop will have to
be Santa.
Be Santa this year. Yeah.
Yeah. Next week I'm talking to her about it, but I'm telling her that I'm going to hold off and
Kevin,
probably not going to do it.
I have a friend that is going through that same thing with the device in the back and so forth. I'll send you his contact information. And he's done a lot of research. Maybe you can talk to him about it.
Yeah.
He decided not to do it.
Okay, Jack has his hand up. Yes, Jack.
Hey, I heard you guys talking about being forced to give gifts during the holidays. I want to add one. I refuse to celebrate Kwanzaa because I don't believe in celebrating any quasi-religious holiday that's younger than I am.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. That is a completely made-up holiday. I don't know why people feel they have.
Aren't they all?
Hold on.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Is there no Festivus?
Yeah, but when it's made up in your own lifetime.
Look,
Lost my
Jack,
ball.
is there no Festivus?
When I can pinpoint the year I first heard about Kwanzaa, not only is that bullshit, that is bullshit.
Well, yes, Tom.
It's so new. I even met the creator one time.
Oh, really?
Ron Correga.
I wonder how he came up with it.
Yeah, didn't it originate in Oakland or something?
No, he's down in Southern California.
Well, so is Earth Day, though. Do you celebrate that?
I think he was from Orange County.
Well, I don't know why, all of a sudden the blacks decided they needed a Christmas.
Well, why the hell not? When it came along, we had our own schools and our own restaurants and shit like that,
Yeah. Just stay to the same name.
People to tell us what to celebrate. Now, Alex knows this because he and I have actually talked about this years ago. I have a thing that is very negative towards Christianity because for so long it was used as a way to keep black people satisfied. Don't try to change anything right now. Wait for that pie in the sky when you die.
Oh, really? By the way, Bree said goodbye to everybody. If you noticed him waving goodbye.
I thought he was agreeing with me.
Yeah.
Goodbye from Dubai?
I think that, I just dislike Christmas because it's just a hustle. It's just been turned into this commercial hustle. If it were a religious holiday and people celebrated it in a religious way, I would have nothing against it. But they have robbed everything that might have possibly been good about that holiday out of it, And it's just the pressure that it puts everybody under. It's a terribly pressure-filled holiday. And so that's why I like Thanksgiving. It's something we can all do, Yeah.
Now, I had a buddy who was a Cherokee Indian who was dead set against Thanksgiving and Columbus Day. He said, what do we Native Americans have any reason to celebrate Thanksgiving or Columbus Day? We showed you folks, you European folks, how to survive.
Because here's why your Cherokee friend is an idiot. Thanksgiving as a holiday is simply about a holiday of giving thanks. Forget all that stuff about the Pilgrims and that it was the first Thanksgiving was forget all that. In other words, you have to just think about the spirit of the holiday. And the spirit of Thanksgiving has somehow never been eroded. It's never been eroded by any even modicum of commerciality. And that's what I like about it. So fuck the Cherokee Indians.
I would disagree with you, Alex.
What?
It has been eroded.
Fuck the Jews when they got gassed.
Thanksgiving has been eroded by a thing called football and television.
No, football is not on Thanksgiving, is it? Is there a
Yeah,
game on
but there are a lot of
Thanksgiving?
games.
All day.
Same world he lives in, right, guys?
All day long.
Yeah.
And so
The
is
Irish for having
Gotta
systemic.
watch students
Wait a
do.
minute, Tom.
and so is the Macy's parades, and that's a long time piece of
The Macy's
commercial-
parade may be fun to watch tomorrow because it's going to be so windy here. They may not be able to do the balloons.
If it's more than 34 knots, they said they have to secure the balloons down, or the floats. They have to secure them down, and they won't move.
Yeah.
And you know what else is helium degrades in low temperatures. So if it gets too cold, that helium is going to degrade, and they may sink. They didn't
It's
mention
also
that.
going to be what, 27 degrees or
No,
Yeah,
it's
if it gets
19.
that low.
19.
They could switch back to nitrogen, and we could have another Hindenburg on our hands.
Nitrogen will just sink.
That would be entertaining.
Wouldn't that be funny if they had a Hindenburg balloon and
No,
they went
nitrogen
by
will
and
just sink. It won't even
went into
float.
flames? Yeah.
Oh, really? I was hoping to hear the words, "Oh, the humanity" again.
No, you're thinking of hydrogen now. Hydrogen would be more exciting.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm
That's
sorry.
flammable.
I misspoke.
Plus, they're not going to have the baby Trump balloon up, so why the hell should anybody but Phil on this panel watch it?
Yeah,
I reinstalled Skype fresh.
Yeah.
Eliminated the other one, and it did the same thing. Gave me the same error.
I told you it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, try and go find Skype 7 and reinstall it. You know.
Yeah.
And see how Skype 7
Just a
works.
one-night problem. You'll be fine tomorrow.
I think it is a one-night problem.
Yeah, I got a feeling it is. But
mine cleared up.
They keep trying to trick me into installing the new one, and I keep saying no.
Ray, do you have a PC or a Mac?
PC.
I was going to say, because when if you install the new one, don't do what I did. It was just done out of intellectual curiosity. You can mute people, but everyone else won't be able to hear them either.
Oh.
This could be a good thing.
I haven't installed it.
Mac 8 Skype has been working fine for 6 months or whatever it is. It's been
Skype 8?
Yeah, never had a problem.
The only problem I have with it is the way it would look on the screen.
Yeah, well, you're doing it from a different angle.
I'm doing it.
Doesn't bother me.
You know, so I'm holding off until I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Plus, Sarah,
Maybe they fixed it.
Question,
Like,
Alex, have you watched the Frontline? I guess it's not a documentary. I guess you'd call it, but it was on Facebook.
Yeah.
On PBS.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Well, I mean, Facebook. I think we're seeing the end of Facebook.
Yeah, it wasn't. I saw it today. I watched it all the way through. I recorded.
Unless they get rid of Fuckerberg so they can reinvent themselves. I do hope that happens.
Well, no, I don't think getting rid of him is going to solve the problem, to be honest
No.
with you. I don't think
No.
he's the problem. I think the
There's
problem
a trust issue now.
it's the whole culture at Facebook that somehow didn't think of themselves as having a responsibility. Hi,
Oh, yeah.
Ray.
Clean house then.
Hi, Ray.
hey,
Ray's just jumping in at the last minute. Happy Thanksgiving.
same to you. That's why I called. I wanted to say happy Thanksgiving.
What have you been up to? Because you didn't call tonight. And,
I was at the gym.
oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never stopped you before.
Right. But I was like doing boxing, kickboxing.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Are you getting inspired because of John Peroulis?
Yeah, I went back, but I'm not going to spar. I'm just going to hit the bags and stuff.
Yeah. I worked out today too. Did 30 minutes on the bike. You know,
Good.
I don't push myself too hard. You know,
That's good actually.
Just enough to
That's all
get.
you need.
Huh?
That's all you need.
Well, you know, when I first used to be doing this bike thing, I used to sweat like a stuck pig, right? Mm-hmm. And now I don't anymore. You know, it's like I guess I've gotten used to it, so I've got to push it harder or do some other stuff. But I don't want to get on the treadmill because every time I get on the treadmill, it goes faster than I do, and I start falling down, and it's not good. So I don't like the treadmill.
Once you start getting in shape on like on the bike like that, yeah, it's a good thing to switch because your body just adapts and then you don't get any further.
So I switch to what?
Like another exercise, or you do a different workout on the bike and go a little harder, or you do intervals or change it up.
Yeah, and the elliptical.
Otherwise, you're just used to it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know about the elliptical either. But I found out that since I think it was March, I've been there but over 150 times since
yes,
March.
the human body is most unfortunately a complicated organism in that regard, among several others.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then there's some vestigial organs, the ones that you have but don't serve any purpose, like my penis. So,
I knew you were.
And your nipples. What the heck? Why do you have nipples?
Alert from system UI server.
We don't need
Low battery.
What is that?
Alert from
Low
battery.
That's coming up. I think.
Has your machine developed self-awareness or something, or what's going on?
Here,
as I said nipples,
let mine talk to yours.
No, it wasn't. Good night, pal. My battery was going bad.
Oh,
I thought it was filled with stuff.
Wait a minute, your battery in what? I hope not your pacemaker.
No.
Oh, okay. I wonder what it would say. What the message would be if it were your pacemaker. Say goodbye. Say goodbye, pal.
Better a pacemaker than a vibrator.
Well, the thing is, Mickey just did it when the first time at night that I pushed the button, like after about push him, when I get him to go.
It's 11:57.
Okay.
I gotta get that.
Yeah, but it goes. He goes. Good night, pal.
I heard that.
And I don't like being called pal. I want to punch this little rat in his face. Now you see, if I go over to Minnie, she's slightly different.
It's 11:57. Good night.
See? There. Isn't that sweet?
Gender neutral.
No, it's not gender neutral. That's the girly version of it.
Well, aside from the sound of her voice, it's gender neutral in that she doesn't say pal or honey or sweetheart or any of that other shit.
Oh, right. You got a point there.
Of
do
course
any of them
I
say
do.
dude? Like, good night, dude?
I don't know. It's the only watch face that talks to me.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Yeah. Hey, listen. Thanks, Jeff. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Brian, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Carry this over into the Jack Bishop after party.
Tony, please have a happy Thanksgiving. Same thing with you, Ray. Tom, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Kevin, you too, Phil, also to Jack Bishop, and also to Bree for calling us tonight and being part of our little Thanksgiving festival here. I'm Alex Bennett. That's the group we call the Citizen Panel, and they can all wave goodbye to you. There they are. See, there they go. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Okay, thanks to our Citizens Panel. We really appreciate their being here, not only tonight, but throughout the year. Some of those are the real prime people that call this program, and we really appreciate it. To those of you who didn't call tonight, well, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving as well. No shows for the next 2 nights, and then we'll be back next Tuesday. But there's still shows coming, like Jack Bishop is on next with The Intersection. That's followed by Connections at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll be back with full programming on Tuesday at 9:30 with Damian Chaplin in The Exchange. And then I'll be here again, on Tuesday night at 10. Same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, and I like to say it, and I mean it more now than ever if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye.